everybody. Hello, hello. Take your time coming in. Hello, hi, happy Friday. Awesome, I see Faye coming in. We have Casey, Judy, Jess. Nice to see you all. Hi, Rachel. I'm excited about today's Friday series. We have, I don't know if any of you saw my stories about this, but we're going to be doing very full body exercises, really focusing on how, the obliques, kind of like this whole area really connects to some arm movements and some stability work. And I'm really excited about this one. It's kind of like really feel good. Some of the moves are new to everybody, whether you've been on the app or not. So does anybody have any quick questions? Hi, Rachel. I'd love to answer any questions anybody has. If anybody has any questions on ball modifications, we will be using this today for a little bit of some support underneath your waistline. Also, I love, when we do anything that we're kind of in this halfway roll down, you use the ball to squeeze between your knees to really connect to the pelvic floor and the abdominals and the glutes and all of that. So make sure that you have something. So I would prefer something over nothing in that position, even if it is like the randomest thing, like a stuffed animal, anything, if you take your shirt off, you put it in there and kind of give it a little squeeze, something that can kind of keep yourself kind of connected, focusing on those inner thighs here. So thank you all so much for joining me. And hi, Leslie. I'm going to give it like another couple minutes just to let everybody come on in. I know Friday midday can be, tricky because of work and all of that. So we don't want to jump right in, but we want to make sure that you kind of come in feeling good, feeling ready to go. If you're here, 15-pound slam ball, I do not think that would be fine. Make sure that you're just starting to kind of warm up your body. We will be starting with a couple of cat and cow stretches, but if you're feeling extra stiff, you can go ahead and do those really nice kind of like roll through things, just starting to warm up the body, mobilizing the spine. And everything we're doing today is floor work. So we have a little bit of a down angle today, so you can see a little bit more of the floor work. And another thing too, if you choose to add weights for this one, you're going to add them on your wrists. I'm going to do it without. I had kind of a long week, so I'm going to kind of like go without the weights today. But if you do feel that, the weights add that extra core connection when we're reaching, you can add them on your wrists. And let me think, is there anything else to go through here? I don't know. Does anybody have any other quick questions before we begin? Oh, I realized I was not caught up on all the comments. Okay. First time. Awesome. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. I hope everybody's ready to go. I'm feeling good. We're going to this is what I wanted to say too. We're going to be doing some work on our knees and on our hands to begin. So if you are prone to any sort of wrist issues, you're going to make a fist instead of a full flat hand. If you are if you have too thin of a mat and your knees start to put too much pressure on the floor on your mat, you can give yourself a towel, take it underneath your knees. Also, same thing with your hands, just for some extra support there if you need it. And 15 minutes kind of goes by pretty quickly, but what I want you to always remember, we're listening to your body first. We're moving very intentionally through these moves. We're focusing on the obliques, so we're going to be starting doing some of these reaching exercises. I want you to feel the core, okay? So one thing, we're starting on all fours today. We're going to warm up the abdominals, but what I don't want you to do is shift your hips. Let's start. I know. Okay, just give me one more minute. Shift your hips backwards. If the more you shift backwards, the less abdominal connection, the more you start to kind of pull your core forward, you'll start to feel more core. Yes, comments are off. Okay, all right, everybody's more ready to go than me. Okay, we're getting going. All right, comments are going off. We'll turn it back on at the very end. All right, perfect. So this is going to be 15 minutes of obliques, and we're going to start with your prop off to the side. I want you to make your way onto your hands and knees here. So we're just going to start by taking your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to start to connect the core here and just start to shift forward an inch and shift backwards an inch. So what I want you to focus in this series is really this core connection here. Feeling how your core is starting this movement. So we're going to go forward and back. We're just going to do 2 more here. and back. And then let's do one more. Coming back to center, we're gonna tuck your toes underneath and start to hover the knees up and do the same thing. We're gonna go forward and back. I want you to try to keep the knees in the same position. Try to stay very strong in your arms and not hyperextending. We're also breathing. We're thinking inhale and exhale here. We're gonna do 2 more. And then we have 1 more. We're gonna drop the knees down, unfold your toes here, go into your cat stretch. We're gonna round all the way up. Exhale into your cow stretch. And then we're gonna round all the way up one more time into your cat stretch, and we're gonna make yourself into a neutral pelvis. So you're flat back here. We're gonna start to stretch your left arm out in front of you, drop it down, and start to stretch your right arm out. So we're keeping your weight slightly forward, so we're feeling how your arm is controlling this oblique here, so we're stretching it out. We're thinking energy in 2 different directions, so out of the top of your head, out through your tailbone. Really feeling the core controlling your arm here. Trying not to arch. Still connecting the breath also. And then 1 more. And now we're gonna go out to the side. So we're stretching your arm out to the side, drop it down. So if you can notice, my body is trying not to shift. I'm still facing down to the floor, feeling length out of the arms. I want you to feel how your chest is kind of nicely opened here as well, reaching it out, connecting into the core. So make sure that this is an oblique focused series, so we're trying to really focus on that core there. 1 more, over to the right. And now we're gonna take your left arm out in front of you. We're gonna add a little twist and we're gonna rotate over to the right. So it's a reach, tiny rotation. So your right arm stays straight, but not hyperextended. So you're doing almost like a little shoulder shrug there, twisting from the belly button up. So you're trying to keep your hips exactly where they are. Breathing through here. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more here, underneath. Drop that hand down, let's go right over to the other side. So we're stretching your arm up, doing a little rotation to the side. So it's a reach and rotate. And if you're not feeling your core here, give yourself a little bit more of a shift forward onto your arms. Soften your elbows too, stretching it out. Feeling your obliques reach your arm out, so we're feeling length in both directions. We have 2 more here. Breathing through, 1 more. Let's drop your hand down through here. Let's go into your cat stretch, and we're gonna roll back onto your heels. Find your child's pose here, stretch it all the way out. We're gonna start to tuck your toes underneath. We're going into a plank here. So I want you to hold your plank position, soften the elbows. We're gonna rotate both toes slightly off to the right. So the rotation comes from the belly button down, so your hips are rotated. We're gonna bend your knees, keep them hovered up off the ground. Open up your chest. So I want you to bend here. We're stretching it out. We're staying connected into the core. And I want you to find 2 energy points in this move. So we're reaching energy out through the top of your head, but also equally out of your heels. So finding more strength and stretch through the core with every movement here. And we have 2 more. And 1 more. We're gonna rotate your toes and knees and heels back to center. Drop it down, stretch it all the way out. Take a breath here because we're going over to the other side. So you're gonna start to tuck your toes underneath. Let's stretch yourself all the way out. Find your strength in this plank first. Toes, knees, hips off to the left. Bend the knees here and then stretch it all the way out. So breathing through. Trying to really connect into that oblique. You want to try not to just shoot all of your energy out through the top of your head. You want to feel kind of that inner pull in 2 different directions, lengthening even further out of the spine. Whew. I'm going to take my breath here. Let's do 2 more. So really use your breath to connect further into the pelvic floor, into your abdominals. And we have 1 more here. Rotate yourself back to center. Drop your knees. Let's stretch your arms out. We're going to slowly start to roll the spine up. Let's go 1 vertebrae at a time here. We're going to lift it all the way up. We're gonna stretch your arms out through here as we hinge. Circle the arms around as you lift it up. Hinge here, so we're stretching out through your fingertips, energy out through your tailbone. And circle it around. Find your obliques, reaching your arms out. We're trying not to arch the spine. Breathing through. And let's do 2 more here. Stretching it out, core engaged. 1 more. Stretching it here. And all the way around. Let's just lift your arms up. Do 1 nice big circle, and then we're gonna make your way onto the mat. So sitting on top of the mat, we're gonna squeeze the ball between your knees here. And we're gonna stretch your arms out in front of you here. So I want you to scoop and roll back about halfway. So we're just gonna kind of create a little bit of spinal articulation first. Lift it up. Feel your core connecting as we go about halfway down. So we're connecting here. And let's lift. And let's do 1 more. We're gonna hold this halfway position. Stretch your arms out through here. We're gonna reach your arms around. We're gonna do a little tap behind you, stretching them in front of you. Little tap. Connecting into the core here. Your tap might be over to the side here. It could be all the way behind you. It depends on how you're feeling today. I want you to listen to your body and find your range of motion. And then we're gonna take your hands all the way back, and we're gonna plant your hands down to the floor. So your fingertips are facing inwards. Keeping your left hand there. Take your right hand in front of your body. So we're still at this slight hinge. We're gonna start to push out with the right hand and bend. Push it out. Try to connect to that right oblique as we push. Try to stay very stable here. The ball is there for a reason. We're gonna try to find kind of this like nice squeeze underneath the legs. And let's do 1 more. And now we're gonna add a little twist. We're gonna rotate through the core, back to center. Rotation here. We're using this opposite arm that's on the floor to rotate you even more. Breathing through here. We have 2 more. And 1 more here. We're gonna take that hand back. We're gonna push yourself all the way up. Stretch your arms all the way up through here. We're gonna create some spinal mobility again, spinal articulation. And lift. And then we're gonna go all the way back down again. Scoop and roll back about halfway. Circle your arms around. Fingertips facing inwards. We're gonna go over to the other side. Left hand up. So we're thinking this whole line is connected to this arm. Reach it out and bend it in. Stretching it out. Trying to find your stability here and keeping your heels together so you're still connecting the inner thighs. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. We're gonna add a slight twist. So we're rotating as we pull that oppositional arm backwards. The rotation is only gonna come from the belly button up. So you can be the smallest rotation. It can be bigger if you're really feeling that, it's like really crazy mobility in the spine and you're still able to use your obliques to twist. And let's do 2 more. And 1 more here. Let's take that hand all the way back. We're gonna lift up in the body, stretch your arms all the way up. We're gonna do full roll downs here, but you can always do your halfway roll down if that feels right for you. Reach your hands up. Let's do a nice big circle and lift. We have 1 more here, peeling through the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. So just giving this your moment to kind of stretch out through the spine, give yourself some nice shoulder massage. And we're gonna lift. And then we're gonna roll over onto your side. We're using the ball as a placement here between your hip and your ribs, and then we're gonna go down onto your hand and elbow. So we're pushing your head into your hand here. Bottom knee is at a slight diagonal. The top leg is extended out through here. So we're gonna stretch this top hand here. I want you to feel how your arm is an extension of your core. Feel the length before we begin. We're gonna start to do a tiny lift and lower. So it's a lift here. One thing I don't want you to do is find a crunch in the body. So this ball is trying to keep your spine in neutral here. It's not about how high your leg can lift. It's about that abdominal control here. And let's do 3 more. And 2 more here. And we have 1 more. And now we're gonna bend your elbow in, bend your knee in. So it's kind of staying parallel to the floor, stretch it out. Using your core to pull it in, stretch it out. Same thing here, we're trying not to arch the spine, try not to tuck the pelvis. Feel your core connecting here. Let's do 2 more. We have 1 more. And then we're opening up the knee, opening up the elbow. We're going here, and then we're taking it back into parallel. Opening it up. Remember, obliques, drawing it in. Stretching it up. Draw it in here. 2 more. And then 1 more. We're going to drop your leg down, and then we're going to use this top arm to push down onto the floor. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use your core to do a tiny lift and lower. So this front arm, you're going to try to keep your shoulder away from your ears, so we're connecting into that lat and that tricep. Tiny lifts. The ball is giving you some nice support here to try to maintain that neutral pelvis. And let's do 2 more. And we have 1 more. And then we're going to take your elbow down. Let's just do a nice big twist down through here. Feel this nice stretch out through the body. And then we're going to swoop your legs around. We're going to go immediately over to the other side. So take your time getting into this position. It's going to be right in your waistline here. Propping your head. So we're using your head to kind of push down onto your arm here. Bottom knee in, top leg out. Find the length first. I want you to feel how reached you can be out through your arm, out through your leg as well. Lifting up in your core here. And lift. And lower. Keep your breath going here. It's an inhale on the lift. And then exhale down. Feeling how deeply connected you can be into your core. Find that length and then really try to use your breath to stabilize it even more. And let's do 1 more here. And now we're drawing the elbow in, drawing the knee in here, stretching it out, drawing it in. One thing I don't want to see is that tucked pelvis. We want to try to still keep that neutral pelvis. Try not to pop your ribs out. And out. Let's do 3 more. 2 more here. We have 1 more. And now we're opening up the knee, open up the elbow here, stretch it out. Let's open it up. Inhale, exhale, stretch it out. Feel your core supporting this reach. And we have 2 more. And 1 more. And then we're going to drop your leg down, so tapping that toe. Top hand goes down to the floor here. Use your core to lift. We're going to do tiny lifts and lower. I think it's even on the core and the arm. So try not to just make it about the arm. Ease up a little bit on the arm. Feel your core lifting you up for support. Still feel length coming out of your hips. So we're still trying to reach out through that leg. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. And then we're propping your elbow down. Let's give yourself a really nice big twist. And then let's flip over down to the floor. Take your prop off to the side here. Stretch through your arms. We're going to slowly start to roll through the spine. We're going to make your way onto your hands here. We're going to lift your feet up. Give your abdominals a really nice stretch. Find this nice lift. Keep your elbows soft here. Feel your core driving this movement. Slowly start to roll all the way up. And then let's sit all the way back. Let's stretch out through the body. We're going to take one hand underneath the opposite hand. Feel this nice big twist through the body here. You can walk your fingertips a little bit further out. Come back through the center. And then let's go the opposite way. Walk your fingertips out. And then back through the center. And we're going to slowly start to roll the spine up. We're making your way on your knees. Your head is the last little piece here. And we can roll your shoulders back. And that was 15 minutes of obliques. Great job. We did a lot of new moves today. So even if you have not joined before, some of these are new. I'm going to turn the comments on here. If anybody has any questions, I hope you're all feeling really good. We did a lot of these lengthening moves. If you are not connecting into your core, don't get frustrated with it. Keep trying. Sometimes it's not always easy to feel how your arms are connected to your core, connected to this, especially if this is, one of the first times you've ever done my method or have tried to think about how your core drives the movement. So it's really one of these things that will keep intensifying as you continue to do it and continue to feel in your body and continue to find that connection within how your core is connected to this. So when you're on your arms and you're going like this, it's like, okay, it's all obliques. My arm is like feeling this connection because my oblique is giving it that more length. So I love you all and happy Friday, and thank you again for joining me. I'm trying to listen to everything that you guys have said about developing these 15-minute Fridays. This one was kind of my choice. Nobody asked for obliques, but I was like, I feel like we need to get it in and just feel how the obliques, can be used in this way. So we'll start to add a whole bunch of other stuff. And I know the 15 minutes went by. If you could see, I kept looking at the clock. So I was like, oh crap, how much time do I have left? Because I have so much more to do. So we can do another oblique, because there was about 5 exercises that I wanted to throw in that didn't fit into 15 minutes. But I love you all so much. I'm just trying to see if there's any other things here. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for all your kind words and for joining in. And this will be up immediately on IGTV. It'll take me a little bit of time to get this up on the app, but it'll be up later today. And I love you all. Have a great and beautiful weekend, and I will see you very soon. Bye.